Hey, welcome in. It is a brand new edition of the RSL Show. I'm Alex Napoles. That's Josh Clark. We are back following the World Cup break, which can only mean one thing, Josh. Real Salt Lake is almost back. That's right, everybody. Real Salt Lake on the horizon of returning to action. They have a friendly game coming up Wednesday night against Burnley before they head down to LAFC next Wednesday and resume MLS action. But Josh, how are you, man? How's it going?
It's good. It's good. Everything's good. Everything's fine.
There you go, man. You've been enjoying the World Cup?
I have been, and that's been announcement. I was laid off, but the timing was actually kind of nice because I've really been able to enjoy some games.
There you go, dude. Probably a big positive.
No, it's weird thinking that we're down to 3 games left.
I know, man. We have the 2 semifinals left that kick off with France and Spain coming up on Tuesday. That game at 1 o'clock. And then you have, of course, the second semifinal game, which coming up on Wednesday between Argentina and England. Also at 1 o'clock. You'll have the bronze game, the third place game coming up on Saturday. And then you'll have the final, the World Cup final coming up on Sunday.
I completely forgot about that game. So 4 games left.
4 games left.
I mean, that game is... It's a glorified.
I'll still watch.
I'm still gonna watch, but it's just a game.
Typically, that's the game where you see a little bit of rotation, right? The team's not necessarily. I mean, there's still stuff on the line, but there's really not enough on the line.
Right. So it's like, let's get the guys some minutes, maybe that.
Yeah, and so you'll see rotation. Some of the guys that necessarily haven't really played as much in the tournament, they'll come in, they'll have an appearance, and but the real marquee matchup, the main event is on Sunday.
I'm excited.
We'll start there. We'll start with the World Cup, man. Far, what has been, I guess, the biggest surprise of the World Cup for you, man?
I mean, the easy answer is Cabo Verde.
Yes.
I think another big one is people's reaction to the States to coming here. I think that's been cool.
That's been fun.
It hasn't been an absolute disaster like everyone thought it would be.
Right.
So that's been great. I think the refereeing's been interesting.
The refereeing has been a major talking point.
It's been interesting, right? Certain people seem to get away with some things still. And we're all just supposed to not notice. FIFA's corruption just seems to never end. But, it's to be expected somewhat.
Right.
But no, I don't know. There's been some surprises. I really didn't anticipate Norway going as far as I did, Switzerland. I honestly am kind of surprised Argentina survived this long with how, their last couple of matches have gone. I really hope they lose the next one, personally. But yeah, I don't know. I think the U.S. surprised me a little bit. It was a different team we saw than we expected up until the Belgium game, and then that's the team we expected, right?
Right.
Which
I think that in itself is disappointing, right?
Absolutely.
Because you saw what they're capable of. You saw when that team is clicking, they're saw good. How good they are.
Yeah.
They looked really, really well against Australia. They looked really, really well against Paraguay.
Now Germany out. So
right.
I
think that's probably the big surprise for me is Germany. And the Netherlands, and some of these big teams not even making it past the round of 32. Right. Specifically, of course, Paraguay being Germany being Germany, and then losing to Paraguay in the penalty shootout. That was wild.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that day of games was probably the best day of games of the World Cup.
And you know what? That day gave me so much hope for the U.S. Gave me so much hope for Mexico. Right? If Paraguay can go in and beat Germany, if Morocco can hold on and take down the Netherlands, then why can't the U.S.? Why can't Mexico make a deep run? And I think that's when I really started to believe. And then, of course, Mexico eliminated by England. The U.S. then
Mexico gave them a game, though.
I know, man. I know. I was disappointed. I was disappointed. It was one of the games of the tournament. I was disappointed that even going up a man, Mexico didn't really capitalize or really do much to capitalize on the opportunity.
No.
That was a little bit disappointing, but I mean, just the game in whole, just listening to the stadium, seeing some of the online reaction. That was an incredibly fun game, and it made me happy again to watch the Mexican national team.
Yeah, it made me wish that the U.S. had a national stadium. Right, like the scenes of everyone singing "Country Road" after a win, and it would just be great to have a place where everyone knows what's going to happen. You can build some routine, some ritual.
Where would you put it? Well, okay.
Milwaukee.
I was gonna say first, do you build a new one or do you use an NFL stadium?
I mean, since we're a capitalistic nation, you built one, right? Either way, ticket prices are going to remain extreme, so it doesn't really matter.
I was gonna say probably. I think okay, so the crowd and the environment against Australia was the best.
Mm-hmm.
See, I would have picked Seattle, but I was incredibly disappointed by the fans and the environment during the Belgium game. Will also happen to be in Seattle, right? And it felt like the stadium never got into it. You're down 1-0, 10 minutes into the game, and then after that, the stadium's completely dead. They're happy for 90 seconds, right? After Tillman scores another beautiful free kick.
They gave up real quick.
But as soon as that second goal went in, the stadium was real dead silent again. And that was honestly disappointing.
Yeah, agreed. I think the whole Balogun thing really screwed us, bro. I think it was detrimental more than it was helpful.
I would have to agree.
Right, the extra attention, right? It gave Belgium more to play for. There was all this extra scrutiny. That sucked.
Yeah.
Even American fans to an extent were unhappy about it, right? Like some, not all, some.
I think it helped in the viewership because it felt like the casual American was tuning into this game because of the controversy.
Right, but
so I mean, you help with the viewership, but I think
doesn't help that you get new viewers, but then you get blown out and embarrassed.
Exactly, and I think that's the worst part about it. You get all this viewership, you break all kinds of viewership records, and then to put on that performance when people, you're trying to get people to, I guess, jump into the sport a little bit more. That's not the way to do it, unfortunately.
Yeah, and we can get into this with things, surprises or things we're not surprised that we don't like, but I know it's not going to happen, but I would love if we never saw Pulisic in a U.S. jersey again.
That probably won't happen, but I think there's a lot of people that would agree with you.
This is the softest man alive, dude.
I don't think I would have as much of an issue with him going out and him being injured had he not made the rest comments after the game. Right? Now we can rest or whatever he said.
Right.
That I think is such a terrible, terrible look.
I mean, he barely played in the group stages.
Right.
He sits out the Gold Cup, right? He's always injured. It's just like, are you ever going to be, you're never going to live up to our expectations. So why should we rely on you?
Yes.
Let's have a new centerpiece.
And I think that's kind of where a lot of people are at with Christian Pulisic.
Mm-hmm.
He was disappointing in the last World Cup. The whole fiasco last summer with him skipping out on the Gold Cup. And then now you have this to go on top with it.
Well, let's not forget he was Mr. America or whatever when we didn't make the World Cup, right? So like his track record is poor.
Yes, and of course there was all that drama as well too with Berhalter, and everything going on behind the scenes with the U.S. men's national team with Pulisic and Berhalter. So I mean, it hasn't been a really good track record for Pulisic with this team.
No, I think it's time for us to move on from him.
I think, like, again, a lot of people agree or would agree. I just don't see that happening anytime soon.
Well, okay. To be fair, right? Clearly, he's gonna get called in, right?
Right.
He should no longer be the centerpiece of the face of the national team.
I think Weston McKennie would be a better face.
Tyler Adams, Malik Tillman, Philip
Balogun, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of other players who I think had a much better World Cup that you can build upon and build around going forward, rather than Pulisic being the centerpiece. But
and I think our scrutiny of, not just our scrutiny, everyone's scrutiny of the roster was proven to be very valid too.
yeah.
So.
And we'll see. We'll see if Mauricio Pochettino decides to run it back.
I mean, at the end of the Belgium game, when they were like showing the team huddled up or whatever, he was screaming that he wasn't going anywhere. So we'll see.
There was reports that came out a little bit after, or maybe during the group stage. It was being put out there by The Athletic that Mauricio Pochettino had been offered a contract extension. We'll see where that ends up now that the World Cup for the U.S. is done and dusted. I think that I would like to see Mauricio Pochettino come back.
I think I would too. He really grew on me during the World Cup in ways.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't want to see whatever Joe Schmo would end up coming in after him, to be honest. Whatever Berhalter 2.0.
Right, and that's the issue I think I see with it right now is I just don't know who would replace him.
Yeah.
It's clearly not going to be Jesse Marsch.
No, and honestly, like he's taking himself out of contention. So
yeah, all his all his shots, his sly shots that he took at the U.S. during the World Cup.
Yep.
The relationship between him and the U.S. Federation right now is not good.
No, and I don't think fans would accept him.
I don't think so
at this
either.
point. I wouldn't.
Well, yeah, after taking those shots, I don't think they would either. Yeah, I don't know who would replace him. I don't know who you would bring into if Mauricio Pochettino does decide to move on and go back into club soccer. I don't know who you would bring in to replace him. So
Bruce Arena.
No. Hey, you know what? San Jose is at the top of the West, or one of the top of the West.
Greg Berhalter for a third time.
Oh, jeez. I was not a fan. Surprisingly, I was not a fan of the third place teams. I feel like the whole that and the new tiebreaker rules.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of third group stage games that felt like they were for nothing.
Oh, 100%.
I.e. USA games. Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
I.e. Mexico, Czechia. There were so many games that, one of my favorite things about the World Cup and one of my favorite things about this tournament, you go back to 2022. There's a group with Spain, Japan, Germany, and Costa Rica. And they're all playing at the same time, right? It's the final group stage day for this group. And at some point during the 90 minutes, everybody had a chance to qualify, right? 20 minutes into the game, Spain and Germany were going through. Then 30 minutes into the game, it was Germany and Japan. And then, the craziness that happened in that group. That is one of my favorite moments. That is one of my favorite things about this tournament. And because of the way that the third place team was set up, and the way that the tiebreakers were set up, it felt like that was missing this season, this tournament.
And it very much got rid of like any kind of group of death. You kind of knew after 2 games.
Yeah. Even my group of death kind of played out the way that I thought it was going to. I thought Group L with England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama was the group of death. And even then it lacked the excitement, I guess. It lacked the craziness that we've seen in previous editions of the tournament. Again, because you already knew Panama was out. You already knew Ghana and Croatia were battling out for second and third place. You already knew England was going through. Like, there wasn't really that much to play for, except who was going to be second, who was going to be third.
It was also kind of surprising how bad Turkey was in our group.
It was.
Granted, they beat us, but that should have been the Turkey in the other 2 games too.
Massive credit to Australia for making it as number 2. That win against Turkey in the first game, that 2-0 win, was one of my surprises early on, because I didn't think Australia had it in them, and they go on, they prove that they did, and that was enough for them to move on.
Wild.
Love it.
But it's also the beauty of the World Cup, right? You never know.
Exactly. I thought for a second there Belgium was going to be eliminated.
Same.
I thought for a second there Belgium was going to make it through. They end up tying their first two games, and then they blow out New Zealand for their last game to top the group. That's how close that group was. Iran absolutely getting heartbroken. They score in the 90-plus minute. VAR intervenes and says no goal. They thought they had it. They have to wait out the results for the rest of the third-place teams, and it's not enough for them to move on. So many heartbreaking moments like that this tournament.
So many. Egypt, right?
Egypt against Argentina.
I'm on the side of Egypt there a bit.
I think I would agree.
Yeah. Argentina, I'm so done.
How disappointing was Uruguay?
Oh, bad.
Yeah.
So bad. Sanabria looked good, though.
Sanabria had himself a freaking game against Spain.
Yeah, dude. I'm honestly kind of shocked we haven't seen news of him leaving yet.
The way he shut down Lamine Yamal, I was on my feet cheering on Sanabria, man.
Yeah, big fan of him.
That he was incredible. Not much of Uruguay was incredible though, and they got grouped. They didn't make it out. They finished third, but it wasn't enough because they didn't even win. So it wasn't enough for them to move on as a third place team, and Uruguay gets sent home early. The good news for Real Salt Lake, though, is that Sanabria is back and should be available for the Wednesday friendly against Burnley.
That's great news for us. Bad news for him.
Right, selfish news for RSL fans.
Yeah.
In the knockout phases, man, we mentioned Paraguay, Germany. We mentioned that surprise. We mentioned Morocco, Netherlands, Portugal, Croatia. Just absolutely full of drama.
What a game.
Probably the game of the tournament for me as far as the drama goes.
Yeah.
Because Croatia have it. They think they have it. The ref, VAR intervenes. The heartbeat of the ball says that, the tip of the hair of the Croatian player touched the ball or however they measure their touches, and then they take away Croatia's goal, and Croatia gets sent home packing, man.
This has not been a good advertisement for VAR, sir.
It has not. And
it's been atrocious.
I mean, just the inconsistencies alone. Right. I did not like obviously that call that we're talking about here with Portugal, Croatia. I don't like that the Balogun red card. I still stand that I think it was a bad call made in the moment.
Right. And then they misuse the VAR rules, period, with it.
That's I think the problem I have with it the most. I do think ultimately the thing that sucks about it the most is the fact that it hasn't been called for anybody else. And second Flo Balogun or the US do it.
In the screenshots, there's 9 instances of it this tournament.
Right. And I think that's the problem with the refereeing. It's not about the call itself. It's about the inconsistency. Mm-hmm. It's about the picking and choosing of which ones to call and which ones not to call.
Yep.
That I think has been the most frustrating for us as fans watching this tournament.
And it's probably not the end of it, because there's going to be some controversy in the next 3-4 games that.
I hope not. A lot of fan bases that I was incredibly impressed with, Scotland being one of them. Them taking over Fenway Park, and enjoying in baseball culture and bringing the chance and bringing the energy to the baseball game. Scotland and Boston is a match made in heaven. Norway and the Viking row have been absolutely incredible. Loved what Ecuador did to Philadelphia. There's been so many great fan bases and so many sharing of cultures. Japan and South Korea, in Mexico specifically, watching the videos of them partying and celebrating with the Mexican fans in Guadalajara, in Mexico City, was absolutely incredible. And that has been one of my favorite moments of this entire World Cup, is the sharing of each other's cultures.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I don't know do you remember who you picked for your semifinals, Josh?
I don't.
I had France, Spain, Argentina, Brazil. I have 3 of the 4 right. I think I'm a little disappointed now that we're here at this point and it's all gone chalk. I do remember France and Spain though in one of yours, and I can't remember the other one. But now now that we're at the point where it is France and Spain, and you do have England and Argentina on the other side, I'm a little disappointed at how chalky the tournament was. You haven't seen, or you don't see one of the underdogs, one of the somebody making a deep run that probably wasn't supposed to make a deep run. Instead, you have, for the first time ever, the top four in the FIFA rankings making it to the semifinals of a FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, at least the best teams are there, which is kind of cool. But you're missing the darling,
Right, the best teams are there, which is great, but you're missing the Croatia, man.
Yep.
Croatia, the last two World Cups have been a beautiful story, right? Nobody expected them to be where they got to. Nobody expected them in a World Cup final back in 2018. Yeah, Luka Modric and that team does it. Modric ends up winning the Ballon d'Or. They're the underdog story that everybody loves. They do a similar thing the next World Cup. Morocco does, makes a run to the semifinals this last World Cup as well. They become one of the tournament favorites, one of the favorite stories, right? And then this year, it's all straightforward. It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's kind of boring that way.
It is kind of boring, but I have Spain winning it all. So at least the team that I picked pre-tournament is still in kicking.
That's also who I picked, but I'm kind of hoping. Hate to say it, I hope England win it just because it'd be their first time in a long time. I just honestly anyone but Argentina at this point.
I think a lot of people would agree.
Yep.
Anybody but Argentina, especially with the run that they've had into this World Cup semifinal. You have first of all, beautiful game from Cape Verde. Beautiful.
They should have won. Should have won.
Probably should have won. That goal from what's his name, Sidney Cabral. Beautiful, beauty of a goal. Vocinia is a phenomenal story in this World Cup.
Did you see he was linked with Miami now?
He was, yeah, I saw that.
Of course.
Ends up getting more followers than Tom Brady on Instagram off this tournament, which I thought was absolutely incredible. Cape Verde, if they would have won that game, man, it would have been so beautiful, but they don't. And then you have of course, the controversy against Egypt. Egypt's up 2-0. There's 13 minutes left in the game. They get a goal called back. Argentina, whether did they commit a foul, did they not? Regardless, Argentina goes down and scores. They end up coming back, and then Switzerland ends up taking them to extra time. And so I think I'm at the point of Argentina where I haven't been all that impressed. And if you're in a situation when you're down 2-0 like you were against Egypt, against England, I don't think England's going to let you come back the way that Egypt did.
I would hope not.
So
I really hope not. The thing with Egypt, like the goal Egypt had called back was oddly similar to the one Argentina scored.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, consistency, right? It's a joke. Oh well.
Then you have the Holland push this last game.
Yep.
That everybody online was calling soft.
There's been many instances, man.
Yeah. I hope that we don't have to. I hope that the referees aren't influencing the game as much as they have been this tournament for these two semifinals. But we'll see.
We will, sir. We will. And you know what? As soon as it's over, we no longer have to deal with Alexi Lawless on our screen for a while.
Not me, man. Not me, man. Telemundo. That's where it's at.
I love Zlatan, so
I know, and that's I think been the most disappointing thing for me is the fact that I actually really like Zlatan on TV, and I actually really like Thierry Henry on TV.
They've been great,
and I love Rebecca Lowe. I've been a big Rebecca Lowe fan ever since she was back on the Men in Blazers days back in 2016 or whatever. So I mean, the rest of the desk I actually really really like. I just. Whatever Alexi Lawless says, I always disagree with, and so I refuse to watch Fox.
But I do love that the other three really aren't putting up with it.
Yes, Zlatan has made it known, as Zlatan would.
Yes, and I do appreciate it.
I hope he gets a gig somewhere where you can continue to see him after the World Cup. Right? Obviously, there's a lot of there's a lot of guys who end up on Sky Sports, but unfortunately we don't see that much here.
Yeah.
So I hope that he's in a spot where he can do, even if it is like a Peter Schmeichel role for CBS and their Champions League coverage, like where he's just there all the time. I would enjoy that.
I guess it depends on if he likes it or not.
That's true. That is true. I mean, it looks like he's enjoying himself.
Yeah.
But him and James Corden and the stupid After Hours show.
That lie detector test was the best. The best.
He seems like he's enjoying it, so we'll see. But I've really, really enjoyed watching the clips of Zlatan on TV. That's been fun. That's been refreshing. And then
nice because he's being him, but he's also showing a different side of himself as well.
Absolutely.
Which is great.
And then Thierry Henry's analysis has always been amongst my favorite. So I love having him on the coverage.
They're both showing how much they know about the game.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anything else you want to hit on the World Cup before you move on to Real Salt Lake, man?
Oh, let's talk about RSL. I've kind of missed RSL, which is weird. I'm not looking forward to what we're potentially facing because I'm a pessimist, right? But I'm excited to see RSL play again.
I'm excited for the return of Major League Soccer. I'm excited for Real Salt Lake. As fun and amazing as the World Cup has been, as thrilling and everything in between it's been, I have been missing Real Salt Lake, and I have been missing MLS soccer, and so I am excited to get things rolling again. Real Salt Lake again back in action Wednesday night when they take on Burnley in a friendly that I think will be a good test for Real Salt Lake, because this is a Burnley team that I know, even though they just got relegated, but there's still some Premier League players and some Premier League talent on that roster, man. And so I think it'll be a good test at home to figure out where Real Salt Lake is amongst European sides.
Right, and if RSL can put up a fight against an English Championship side, I think that's a good barometer.
Absolutely. RSL at this point of the season, they've played 14 games, 8 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. They're sitting in third place of the Western Conference with 26 points, hoping that they can pick up that form. I think the biggest concern for me, and I think the biggest concern for a lot of RSL fans going into this next stretch of the season, is going to be the extended breaks and how Real Salt Lake deals with the extended break, because in the past it hasn't really gone well for RSL. And I think Pablo Mastroeni recognizes that. I think a lot of the people within the club recognize that usually extended breaks haven't been a good thing for RSL, and so
hence the pessimism, right?
Right. And I think that's they have a pretty tough test coming back in their first official game from it all, and when they go down to LAFC, I don't know if Sonny will be available. I don't know if their World Cup guy, Heung-min Son, will be available, but either way, you'll still have Danny Boanga, you'll still have Hugo Lloris, really good LAFC team who was limping, I guess, to the break, and so I'm curious to see how LAFC responds to in maybe what they think is a disappointing start to the season.
Yeah, no, it'll be a good challenge. I'm kind of glad we're coming into it against a very strong team, right? Because then it's not like an ease into it. It's you have to come out swinging kind of moment. Gets rid of any excuse for me, right? Like, oh, we weren't prepared, or whatever. You have to be prepared.
Yeah.
So if you're not prepared, it's a failure. I guess one bright note is that we haven't lost anyone yet.
That is true.
The window is open. So that's a bonus, I suppose, right? Everyone should be healthy unless there's an injury in training, which, Luna will probably get hurt because that's his track record.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a fully healthy Diego Luna yet this year.
No, I don't think we have either.
Yeah.
But maybe he comes out hungrier because he was left off, right? And we did get a very low ball offer for him, and he should take that personally, right? So
I think up to this point, the only player that you have lost is Nelson Palacio, which
it's not really a loss, though. He hasn't.
Yeah, not a key contributor. Not anybody who was even with the club. He was out on loan in Europe, and then as the World Cup gets going, there's a move made by Toronto FC to acquire Nelson Palacio. Nelson Palacio moves on to Canada, and Real Salt Lake open up a U22 spot.
And we did bring someone in, which I completely forgot about until just right now when I started thinking about it.
Saba from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta United. I have a lot of thoughts about this move.
Yeah, first thought is, is someone leaving or is he going to get minutes?
Yes.
Right?
That's the first question immediately. As soon as this comes across. As soon as this comes across, it's immediately, is this purely depth move? Is this purely a move to help make sure you have enough wingers, make sure you have more personnel as the season gets going? It's going to be a long season, right? Coming up, or a long remainder of the season.
A lot of games real
congested, quick. Congested schedule. And so is this a move in preparation for that, or is this a move in preparation to have a backup in case Xavier Gozo moves on, or in case Diego Luna moves on?
Right. That's my first instinct and thought. Right.
There has been multiple times where Kurt Schmidt, whether it's a radio appearance, whether it's an interview he did with the Salt Lake, was it Deseret or Tribune? I can't remember, one of the two, where he says they're in a spot right now where they really, really want to hold on to those two guys. Obviously, they recognize how great the season has been to start things off. They recognize where they are on the table. They recognize this is an opportunity to compete for a championship. This is the opportunity to compete for trophies. And so they want to hold on to those guys, obviously, as long as possible.
Right.
Now,
and,
I think it's easier to do that when you have a crazy lowball offer from Liga MX for one of them.
Exactly. I'm saying, like, as much as I would love Gozo to get his move or Luna to get his move, the money's got to be right. You can't just accept 3.5. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's
a joke.
That was a head scratcher for sure. And, to make it even a little bit more head scratching, I guess, is the Tom Broger report that followed after it, where he said that Real Salt Lake obviously asked for more, and they're looking for about $2 to $3 million more.
5 even seems low.
5 seems a little low for Diego Luna.
In this world? But that also begs the question, like, what do people know that others don't? Why are they offering so little?
Yeah.
Right?
I doubt it has anything to do with age, because he's still on the younger side. Yeah. He's still on the younger side. Maybe it
could be these injuries.
Maybe it's the injuries. Maybe it could be something as simple as, hey, your guy didn't make the World Cup roster. He's supposed to be one of the best, one of the better players in the pool. He didn't make the roster, so he doesn't get a World Cup bump. So we're gonna give you 3.5 million. I don't know exactly what Monterrey's thinking there was, but glad Real Salt Lake turned it down. Curious to see if Monterrey goes back with an improved offer.
Yeah, as much as, I think we all know that I'm not the biggest Luna fan at this point. Right? It could change. I would have been upset at 3.5.
Absolutely. I don't know if Monterrey decides to go back with a different offer, because they did pick up Rossi from the Columbus Crew. Diego Rossi.
How much did they pay for him?
Oh, I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah, probably not 3.5.
But I think two guys who play similar positions. I don't know if you'd bring in two guys, or maybe, I don't know. Monterrey has the money, and Monterrey always wants to compete for the Champions Cup and whatnot. So I don't know. Maybe they do go back with an offer for Luna, but I just don't see it now with them picking up Rossi.
Yeah, I'm sure there's multiple suitors. He's got to have more than one.
Xavier Gozo, though. That would be,
if it's not north of 10, I don't want to even.
If it's not Andres Gomez numbers, if it's not Andres Gomez numbers, you don't even entertain the offer.
No, you block the number and move on.
Yep. I think that he should be in the ballpark of Andres Gomez. Absolutely.
I think he should be 20 plus, personally.
That would be a big number.
In this day and age, in this transfer market, you know what I mean? I know we're an MLS side, but if people want our talent, they need to pay for it.
That 20 million plus would be a big number.
It would be a big number, but that's the number I'm putting on Gozo.
I'd probably go.
I would accept 15.
I was going to say I'd probably go closer to 15.
But I'm asking 20.
Yeah, start at 20 and then go from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Negotiate. I think I think that losing either of those guys right now though would probably derail whatever it is you got going on this season. Similar to what you saw with Gomez.
I know we've talked about this before. I'm like, let Gozo go, let Gozo go. But, now that we're getting back into the season and he hasn't left yet, keep him till the season's over.
Absolutely. And even if it means a purchase and loan back.
Oh, that's
I think
incredible.
I think that would be ideal. Yeah, I think that would be ideal.
Never happens.
They tried so hard. They tried. I had a conversation with somebody who heard about the conversations that RSL had with Stade Rennais after they bought Andres Gomez. And I heard about the conversations and about how hard RSL pushed to bring Gomez back on loan till the end of the season. And for some reason, Rennais was so hell-bent on not allowing that to happen, which really sucks in hindsight in 20, looking back at it, because he didn't really play much.
Yeah, there should
why
be
were you so so hard to work with about bringing him on loan back when you didn't even have plans to play Gomez?
Right. And that should be part of the discussion. Okay, so if you don't want to loan him back, we're going to add a fee on that if you don't play him an X amount of minutes. Just like if you take a player on loan and don't play him, that there's an obligation to play him most of the time. Should be the same thing in reverse.
Yeah.
If you're asking to loan him back for the remainder of the year. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Hey, if you're not going to let us have him back and he doesn't play 700 minutes, it's another $5 million.
I wish it were that simple.
I do too.
But it's not.
This is the dream reality here, Alex.
And I think, dream reality too for me would be Gozo gets his big move to Europe, and they allow him to come back on loan until the end of the season. And then in the winter, he moves on. He meets up with his new club and starts working there, and then RSL move on to whatever's next.
We can say goodbye properly.
Yeah.
You think RSL's done making moves for the summer?
I would still like some help defensively.
Center back preferably would be incredible. That's all I want for Christmas.
The good news is, though, Arias is ready to roll. I've watched some of the clips that the team's been posting out for their offseason, or I guess what do you call this? Their World Cup break content or whatever.
Yeah.
And Arias has been prominent in some of them.
If he doesn't get minutes against Burnley, though,
right? I think he will.
He has to.
Right. He played for the Monarchs right before the break. He played a handful of games for the Monarchs before the break. I think you have to try him out against Burnley.
There's no reason to not.
Right.
If you're seriously considering him as like future contributor to this team, a piece to this team, Burnley's the prime game to play him in to see if he's going to mesh, see if he can hold his own. Right.
Absolutely.
You're already obligated to buy him now. So you've seen plenty of Philip Quinton. You've seen plenty of Junquo. We all know what Justin Glad's about. There's no reason to not.
Unless, I don't think he is. Unless there's some sort of additional knock or something you got to worry about, I don't see why you don't play him against Burnley.
If there's an additional knock, though, like
if there's additional knock, then terminate the loan, move on. This guy has been healthy.
Well, no, we're already obligated to buy him now because of the Monarchs.
I know. I still haven't seen anything official come through on that, so I wonder if that's going to be a later on in the winter type official move.
Yeah.
Or what the deal is, but the reports were that the obligation to buy has now been met, and so Juan Jose Arias will stick around with Real Salt Lake. So
I would really love another center back. I'll even take an outside back at this point.
I look at the roster, man, and I think everywhere else you're kind of set. You know what you're getting in goalkeeper.
Yeah. The midfield still stresses me out a little bit. I'm a little more comfortable, But I think center back is a bigger priority. Now, if Anelli continues, I don't think we're getting Anelli back this year, so that is a scary thought. but them letting Palacio go, like, maybe they're feeling comfortable with Dylan and Moisa. I don't know. I don't know.
I am curious when we'll get an update on Anelli.
Same.
It was supposed to be. We'll see after the World Cup. Here we are after the World Cup, technically, essentially, and so we're waiting. We'll be waiting on an update from Emeka Nelly. I think I'm on the same boat as you, Josh. I don't know. I don't know if he plays this season.
I mean, just like the point you made with Arias, like, he hasn't really been in any content, and you would think if he was healthy and ready to go, they'd be like, "Hey, look who's here,"
Right. Typically,
So-
typically the social media team does, and I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him anywhere.
On anything.
Really, throughout the course of the season.
Right. So, is he even in market? You know what I mean? Or is he back home?
We'll see what happens with Anelli. You're right, though, about the midfield. I would like some, I guess, more experience depth there. But I think
even if you just go pick up like a Saba kind of guy that's just been in the league, isn't really flashy, but can put in a shift.
You know who I would have liked before he got moved? Danny Pereira from Austin. He just recently got moved to Montreal, I think it was. And that would have been probably a good depth pickup, but he's obviously off the market now.
Yeah. And, as much as I miss Ojeda, right? Spearings has been great, but I think that's the guy you need more coverage for.
Stein Spearings has been fantastic. Speaking of which, though, Brian Ojeda played against Germany and made his World Cup debut against Germany, and that's obviously the game that Paraguay ends up upsetting the European giants, and so happy for him, man. As soon as all that went down, was very, very excited for him, and to see him celebrate with him and his family, and his young baby, that was fun to watch.
Yeah, he's a great player. I miss him big time.
Other big moves that have already happened or have already been talked about during this World Cup break, you have Nathan Ordaz, the El Salvadorian international, who is traded from LAFC to DC United. This just happened earlier this week. $2.37 million for the youngster, which I thought was a crazy cash amount in this trade.
That's a lot of cash amount, but it also makes Luna's offer look so much worse.
Exactly. Yep. Robert Lewandowski. That's one thing we haven't talked about yet, to Chicago Fire.
Oh, retirement league, dude. These are the moves. Like, I know we're, MLS is getting so much better at, developing and bringing in young talent. And I get the commercialization and blah, blah, blah. But like, cool, we're going to see him for a year and then we're not going to talk about him again.
Do you feel that way about Antoine Griezmann?
Yeah.
Really?
I do.
I think, see, I'm a little bit on the opposite sides when it comes to Lewa and Griezmann. Because I think for me, Griezmann still has a lot in the tank left. I don't think this is a retirement move. I don't think this is a Shaqiri move, right? This isn't somebody on the last leg of their career. I still think Griezmann has juice in the tank, and he showed it a little bit in a preseason friendly that Orlando just had, where he scores the opening goal for Orlando. And he was still putting up top performances for Atletico Madrid prior to the move to Orlando. Robert Lewandowski, though, I think he is on the last leg of his career.
I mean, he's 40.
He is. He wasn't even in Barca's. He wasn't really even in Barca's starting lineups anymore.
No.
They're desperate for a striker now because he aged out, and I think it's a really good thing for Chicago to have Hugo Kuipers and try to hold on to him,
right?
Because I think he's still going to be your starting striker, and I think he's still going to be your guy. I think Lewa is going to be more of a come off the bench because he just doesn't have the tank in him, I don't think, anymore.
No, but it's if he becomes their captain, like, it's just a joke, right? You know what I mean?
Right. Casemiro to Inter Miami. That's supposed to be happening.
If it was anyone but Miami, like, don't tell me roster rules exist and then let Miami exist. It's ridiculous.
It's supposed to be happening. When it happens, though, we'll see.
I absolutely adore Casemiro, right? Why am I like?
If it was anybody but Miami, I think I would be okay with it.
Exactly, but like, God, how many players does Miami? How many players do they get? Genuinely,
Right.
it's ridiculous.
How about Sporting Kansas City emerging as the leader for the MLS leader for Mohamed Salah?
Okay, neat.
I think that's crazy.
I think it's hilarious.
I don't think it'll happen.
I mean, Ronaldo was supposed to go there. I think you mentioned that in the group chat.
Yes.
That whole saga, right? Like,
Ronaldo was the MLS leader or Sporting Kansas City was the MLS leader for Ronaldo. That never happened, obviously. And it sounds like he has a lot of offers still to continue in Europe, still to go over to Saudi. And I think he prefers that over MLS.
I think so too. I heard Real Salt Lake's the front runner for Lamine Yamal, though. So,
who has his discovery rights? Does RSL have his discovery rights? That's what you got. That's what you got to find out.
Fire, dude.
That's what you got to find out. Houston Dynamo acquired Duncan Maguire from Orlando City. Seems like a move.
Aren't you glad we didn't go after that when we all wanted him?
Oh, I know. One season wonder, man. Unfortunate for him, but
it is.
It seems like it's a move for Orlando to make room on the roster for a good Eastman, essentially.
Yeah. But, if it was Miami, they wouldn't have to do that.
That's true. Let's see what else. What other big moves have happened in Major League Soccer? Oh, New England will re-sign Matt Turner. That's going to happen. He was on loan from Lyon. Looks like Matt Turner's time in New England will end up turning permanent. San Jose Earthquakes get a new goalkeeper as well. They pick up the Scottish international Angus Gunn, who was just the starting goalkeeper for the Scottish national team.
Isn't it funny what the World Cup does?
It is funny because I think for Gunn, in the case of Gunn, he was the backup at Nottingham, and he had played like 12 games, I think, internationally for Scotland prior to the World Cup. Then all of a sudden he's the starting goalkeeper, and then he becomes the guy, right? And then San Jose pick him up.
I mean, good for them. I think it'll be good. I think he's a decent goalkeeper. It's one of those. It's very Real Salt Lake signing.
It is, yes.
I think it'll work out, right? He's only 30, so for a goalkeeper, it's not bad. But it's not flashy. But it's a stable signing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he's going to come in and win goalkeeper of the year by any means, but
he's a good keeper. He is. Yeah, he did some good things for Scotland. He's not the flashiest name, so I doubt he'll win goalkeeper of the year. No. But he'll be a reliable option, I think, between the sticks for San Jose.
No, absolutely. It's a very Cabral-esque move.
Right? Yes. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right.
Great way to put it.
Yeah.
Gabriel Peck, his time in MLS is over. Cruzeiro from Brazil pick up Gabriel Peck, and the former newcomer of the year is no longer in Major League Soccer.
I'm so happy about that.
Just
because I hated playing against him.
Well, you talk about what I mean? Right. You talk about a one-season wonder with Duncan Maguire. It kind of felt like Peck was a one-season wonder. Same
until he played Real Salt Lake.
Because I never felt like Gabriel Peck got back to the levels of newcomer of the year. Last season, he was so disappointing. The Galaxy, I mean, as a whole, was so disappointing. And then this year, he hasn't really done much either. So, kind of feels like a one-season wonder. And the Galaxy get a good offer for him and decide to move on.
How about the Sergi Solans rumors?
Oh, yeah. Sergi Solans to the championship.
Rewind a couple episodes. Pretty sure I said I wouldn't be shocked if he was the first one to go.
I think you
might. He hasn't left yet.
I think you might be right. I think you might have mentioned it.
Yeah, I think I did, and I think Carson made fun of me. So, I'd be surprised. So that'd be wild if that comes true. I would be so sad though, because it's so nice having a striker right now.
I think it would. I think it would absolutely suck to lose him. But if somebody comes in, if the rumors were to be true, and somebody's coming in with for a $4 million offer for Sergi Solans for a guy you got in the super draft,
That's more than Luna's offer.
I think you consider it. You absolutely consider
I
it.
think you absolutely do. It just makes me nervous because obviously Victor's not in great form, and after that, right, Peel's out, and then there's nobody.
But Aya's back. Scored for the Monarchs last night.
Doesn't move the needle for me, man. Not like Sergi has. He's been incredible.
The thing with Barea, I think we've learned with Jesus Barea so far is that really, really great MLS Next Pro player struggles in MLS play.
Yep.
I don't know if that,
unfortunately, the USL guy.
Yeah, I don't know if that will ever. I hope it does. I just don't know if it will ever translate for him to MLS.
That's not the basket I want RSL to put the eggs in.
Right. We'll see what happens with Sergi, man. I hope that they, again, similarly to what we're talking about with Gozo and Luna, I think the Real Salt Lake, again, are in a really, really great spot to compete for a championship. And if they want to do that, I think Sergi is a part of that. And so I hope Sergi Salans.
He's carried this team.
leading scorer, man.
Right? Like, that would be a huge loss.
Yeah, Sergi is a big part of that. And I think that if you can hold on to him again, to the winter window, that might be a really great thing. And I think even more so if he continues scoring at the rate that he is, that $4 million, that $4 million can turn into something even better.
Right.
By the winter window.
And who knows, maybe Sergi isn't like interested in moving quite yet, right? Maybe he has a list of teams that, if they came calling, he'd be like, all right, now you can answer. But I don't know, man. I think
a move to the championship is enticing enough.
To step down.
You think so?
In some ways.
It depends on the team. Actually, now that I think about it, yes, it depends on the team. I think signing for a Burnley, signing for a Coventry City, who actually is now in the Prem, those are different moves. Signing for Burnley, those are different moves. You don't want to end up signing for QPR. You don't want to end up signing for Reading or, the teams who are perpetually stuck in the championship.
But you also don't want to, potentially sign for a team that is knocking on the door of the Prem, because as soon as you get into the Prem, they're selling you again.
Yeah.
Unless you absolutely blow it out of the water, right? So, like, those are risky moves.
I guess the sense of like signing again for a Burnley, that could be a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Have a really great season, and then you move up, and then they decide that you're not quality enough to be in the Premier League, and then they move on. I think that's that'd be a tough way to go.
100%. You're all excited. You get this big move. Next thing you know, you're surplus to requirements.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to feel this like, man, as soon as we get something nice, we lose it. And that's exhausting.
If I could say anything, if I could say one thing to the front office, it would just be that. Just hold on till winter.
Yeah. Let him finish out the year. Let everyone enjoy him. Let him be the guy, right? Boost his value. I know there's always the risk of injury or form drop off or yada, yada, yada. We talk about it ad nauseum. But if you're always selling off, the guys,
then you're never going to win.
It's really hard. You're never going to win. And it's really hard for like the casual fan to stay a casual fan, because it's like, man, every time I'm here, this entire roster is turned over and I don't recognize players anymore. And that jersey I just spent $200 on is now null and void. And, it just, it sucks. I would hate to be on the marketing team.
Right. There's a lot of, even just casual RSL, casual soccer fans who are all aboard the Real Salt Lake train right now because there is a Utah local, because there is Xavier Gozo representing the state of Utah at the biggest on the big stage, right? And if you move on from Xavier Gozo immediately, then everyone's like, well, what's the point? And then they go back to just being a casual follower.
It's a double-edged sword, man. I'm glad I'm not a decision maker.
I would hate to be a decision maker. Just because we criticize and we put under a microscope every little decision that Real Salt makes. And that's tough, man. Knowing that every move you make, every decision you make, it's going to be taken one way or another.
100%.
Yeah.
But, with Sergi, circling right back, if he can finish up or figure out his one-on-one finishing,
oh my gosh,
double that price tag.
Sky's the limit, man. Sky's the limit for that kid.
Anyway.
A couple other moves that to talk about before we wrap this one up. Columbus Crew, how about them signing Bryce Mendes from Real Sociedad? This is a guy who was a contributor, a great contributor for a Real Sociedad team who just won La Copa del Rey. 29 years old, coming in as a star DP for Columbus. This is the type of moves I want MLS to make.
That's the move I like.
Right. Again, this isn't a retirement guy. This isn't, somebody on the end of their career. This isn't even a Griezmann, again, who's, I think, still performing at a great level, but obviously younger and, again, a great contributor in La Liga last season.
Right. He's not just getting signed for his name. He's getting signed to make the league stronger.
Absolutely.
That's what we need.
Absolutely. Those are the type of moves I want to see MLS make for the rest of the summer, not Casemiro.
Yeah. God.
There was one more thing.
Love it.
There was one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I totally forgot what it was.
Andrew Brody going back to Pinsgau?
You know what, though? That good move for him.
Sure.
Good move for him.
I wonder what they're paying him.
Wish him the best.
$100 a week?
Wish him the best, man.
I do too. It's just, I don't know why I find it so funny. It's like where it's his level. It's where he needs to be.
Third division Austrian.
Yeah,
that's tough, man.
I mean, maybe he just really loved his time there. He's like,
he did. That's what he said on his Instagram post.
Yeah. So I mean, I do think it's a cool move for him, but like, wow, like that's a real fall off.
Real Salt taking on Burnley Wednesday night, July 15th. That is a friendly match coming up before they get back into MLS action against LAFC. Then they'll have a Saturday game against Portland. They'll take on St. Louis the following Saturday at St. Louis before returning to America First Field on Tuesday, August 4th to take on Tigres in Leagues Cup action.
Damn, congested. Burnley's not being televised, is it?
I don't think so.
I doubt it too. That's a shame.
I'll look into it, but I don't think so.
That's a shame.
You have a Saturday or a Wednesday night home game against Burnley in the friendly, right? And then you don't come back to America First Field until Tuesday the 4th when you take on Tigres. So that's unfortunate.
Sheesh.
That's unfortunate. So you have one home game before you have 3 straight on the road.
Wild.
Yep. But then all the Leagues Cup games will be here at America First. You'll have Tigres coming up on the 4th. You'll have on August 8th a match against Atlante. And then you'll have a Tuesday, August 11th game against Juarez. Remember, only the top 4 teams in Major League Soccer advance to the next round, and only the top 4 teams in Liga MX advance to the next round. Qualifying for Leagues Cup for the next, into the next stage of Leagues Cup and winning Leagues Cup, it's extremely difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So excited to see what Real Salt can do in Leagues Cup play. Oh, Xavier Gozo. That's what it was. Xavier Gozo, MLS All-Star, baby.
Let's go.
The Utah native selected to the All-Star team. Not only an MLS All-Star, but also will participate in the Skills Challenge. So his skills will be on display along with the All-Star stuff. Again, I think you can completely move on from the All-Star game, especially in a year like this, man, where
it's so unnecessary.
You're asking
just
these
say,
guys,
hey, here's your All-Stars. Congrats.
Right.
Have a good week.
You're asking these guys to take a month and a half off with the World Cup and then immediately throwing them right back into the action with midweek games, congested fixtures, Leagues Cup on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you expect them to go on an All-Star break as well.
Yeah, hey, go play this meaningless game.
That it's a lot, man. And I think especially in years like this, you can move on from the All-Star. You don't
Right.
need to. You don't need to have it.
Messi does not want to play in this year's All-Star game.
I don't even think he'll play.
He shouldn't.
If I'm being completely honest, I don't think he
shouldn't.
will participate.
Have him go do the skills challenge so he can like show his face, right? But like, come on, you're asking so much of some of these guys.
What was the Messi controversy last year? I don't even remember what it was.
Something that like he just didn't want to do it because the schedule was too congested. If I remember,
I don't think he
correctly.
showed up. Did he show up? I can't remember if he showed up.
I don't think he did.
That's what it was. See, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. He's not going to show up.
Yeah.
Especially after making a deep run in the World Cup. Come on now.
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah, I think this year you can absolutely forget about the All-Star game. But MLS is having it. And, you know, to Real Salt Lake's good news for Real Salt Lake, I guess. Xavier Gozo will be a part of it.
You know what would be a fun All-Star game to see, like in a similar fashion?
What's that?
Like USL All-Stars versus MLS Next All-Stars.
Ooh.
I would watch that.
That would be incredible. I don't know if the USL will do it.
Oh, I doubt it. I'm just saying it would be cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think the USL and MLS are on speaking terms right now.
Oh, absolutely not. Or MLS All-Stars versus USL All-Stars.
Fun game. I don't find that one as thrilling. But MLS Next, absolutely. Give the youngsters the chance, man. Give the young guys the opportunity. Instead of doing that, you know, they have like the Rising Stars thing, and they have the Next Pro guys do the skills challenge stuff too. The Goalie Wars is all Next Pros guys. But I would absolutely love an MLS Next Pro All-Star game against the USL All-Stars. That would
make it happen, USL.
That would be fun.
It'd be so fun.
How about MLS not taking advantage of their opportunity, man?
What do you mean?
As far as trying to pump up the league during the World Cup, they instead wait till the very last minute and now kick off a "we'll take it from here" campaign.
It's so dumb.
First of all, the commercial is super silly. One of the worst commercials I've seen. But you should have been playing commercials like that all World Cup.
Yep. For every audience worldwide.
Because I think for the most part, man, everybody that I've seen talking about how they're into soccer now and because of the World Cup, and they want to be, you know, they want to follow a team and they want to support a team and they want to jump in more into club soccer. Every suggestion and everybody, you know, telling them to go support a team, it's always European sides.
Mm-hmm.
MLS so far, right? There's obviously still things you can do and I guess momentum you can pick up, but so far they've been really bad. I feel like at capitalizing on the World Cup momentum.
Absolutely. I mean, like we've seen Real Salt Lake commercials locally.
Yeah, which massive.
But what are the European markets?
Massive credit.
What are the European market?
Massive credit to the RSL, Tyler Gibbons and company, man, because those Real Salt Lake commercials that were playing nonstop on Telemundo and Fox locally.
Mm-hmm.
So they did their part.
Right, but MLS should have had a league commercial playing for every other country watching this game.
Absolutely.
For these games.
Absolutely. And didn't happen.
Yep. Big fail.
Didn't happen. Now you're seeing it online. I don't know if we'll see him actually during the broadcasts.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Josh, anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to throw out there? Anything else you want to add prior to wrapping this one up, man?
No, sir. I'm just excited to watch some local soccer again. Good, sir.
Absolutely.
And I love silly season, so I'm happy it's here.
Love a lot of World Cup content, a lot of Real Salt Lake content here on this episode. So we appreciate you guys sticking out with us. It's a little bit of a long one, but we had a lot to say, obviously, and we are super, super excited to get things rolling again for the MLS season, for what's left of it, and for the remainder of Real Salt Lake season. That's going to do it for us here on the RSL Show. Don't forget to go like, don't forget to go subscribe, don't forget to go follow, don't forget to go do what you have to do to follow the RSL Show for the best RSL content.